What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. So, Major Nelson, Larry Hyrb on Twitter, just posted the latest update for Xbox with smart delivery and how the Xbox Series X, which I'm still not a fan of that name, but whatever, is going to support a product that Microsoft is hawking called Smart Delivery. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about what Smart Delivery entails and why I feel like this could be a major advantage for Microsoft. Xbox Series X. Buy a game once and play the best version across generations with Smart Delivery. This is something I've been begging Nintendo to do with their retro games for forever. Ever since the Virtual Console originated on the Wii and people were buying these games and then they had to buy them again on the 3DS if they wanted to play the same exact game on a Nintendo console, you'd have to pay for it twice. Sony had kind of dipped its toes into this with the cross-buy with the PS3 and the PlayStation Vita, and even with the PS4 and Vita for certain games as well. Now, what is interesting about this smart delivery system with the Xbox Series X is it's going to allow people to buy a game one time, and it's not just limited to digital games, which is the interesting factoid in all of this. When I first was reading through this press release, I was like, okay, this is just pushing everyone to an all digital future. It's making everyone, if they're gonna want to play it, updated console, the same game, they're gonna need to have it digital so they can verify that you purchased it. But this says clearly, it states that it will automatically provide Xbox Series X version of the game at no additional cost when it becomes available. You won't need to do anything in terms of choosing a version to download. We'll take care of all of that. It's not just limited to games that you purchase digitally. Physical discs of Xbox games can also support smart delivery if the developer or publisher decides to implement it. Microsoft Studios games will all participate in the smart delivery system. So if it's a game made by any Microsoft studio, it will automatically transfer over no matter what. They're going to be implementing smart delivery across the platform for all Microsoft Studios games. Now, they promote Halo as the big one here, but there are quite a few other games as well that they list: Halo Infinite, Cyberpunk 2077, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Destiny 2, Dirt 5, Scarlet Nexus, Chorus, Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2, Yakuza Like a Dragon, The Ascent, Call of the Sea, Gears 5, Second Extinction, and Metal Hellslinger. So a good amount of games, and they say more will be added as time goes by as well. And it is ultimately up to the developer if they want to participate in this. Now, I did want to talk about this because I feel like it is a very interesting business proposition and competitive advantage against the PlayStation 5. This is something that Sony should be concerned about. It's a big deal. People don't want to buy Cyberpunk 2077 for their PlayStation 4 and then 3-4 months later buy it again for the PlayStation 5. These games are a start. They are letting people know that they don't have to worry if they buy a game first before the Xbox Series X comes out. They don't have to hold off to buy it because they'll be able to just play it for free when they buy their console around the holidays 2020. It is an awesome idea. It's something that is very pro-consumer and needs to be championed. I feel like people need to give this the credit it deserves. Microsoft, as much crap as I give them, this is something that is a pro gamer move. It is all for the gamers. They want people to enjoy these games and not have to stress about where and when they buy them and what console they're buying them on. They take care of all of those concerns for you. They don't go into detail really on how it works with physical discs of Xbox games to support smart delivery. It is kind of a lot of gray area, but at least they say it does work. They don't go into the details of how it works, like if you'd have to put in the old game into the Xbox One Series X for it to recognize it, and then it would automatically let you play the downloaded version. of the newer version of the game. That's what I'm thinking it would do, but they don't say that here. They don't explain how it works. A lot of really cool features with the smart delivery system that Microsoft is implementing, and it's really forcing the hand of Sony. A lot of people were wondering if Sony was going to have backwards compatibility, cross-generational for all the PlayStation consoles. I know I covered that in a video previously where they were working on technology. They copyright and trademarked all this CPU, GPU configurations so that it would be able to emulate all the consoles that Sony has made previously. But they didn't announce anything about backwards compatibility during the PlayStation 5 launch event, which I would have thought would have been the perfect place to say, oh, here's what the PlayStation 5 looks like, here are the games that we're making for it, and here's what you can do with cross-generational backwards compatibility on the PlayStation platform, the family of consoles. But they didn't say anything about that. And that's concerning to me because this is a huge leg up for people that want backwards compatibility and the ability to be able to buy something now and play it later and have it updated and upgraded for free. Nintendo and Sony could certainly learn a lesson from what Microsoft is doing for the pro-consumer, pro-gamer move here. This is a great thing. Now, the other thing I was thinking about that is kind of forcing Sony's hand, even though they haven't announced prices yet, like I said in my PlayStation 5 video, this is like a standoff at the OK Corral where they're just waiting for the other one to crack and say what the price is going to be. Ultimately, it's interesting to me because with this smart delivery service, it basically means, I mean, unless they completely trash the value of games, it means that the next generation of Xbox games will MSRP at the regular $59.99 USD, and that's not going to be changing. I did have some questions regarding the next generation of games, if that's going to be the leap in price. If they were going to go from the generic $59.99 that they always, the industry standard, to maybe $69.99 or even $79.99 for a game with all these updated benefits, the ray tracing, the graphics, everything. Just because it's a new system, they could take advantage of gamers who want to buy the new technology and will be willing to spend more money on the games. I was wondering if that's the direction Sony was going to be going with their games. But now that Microsoft is implementing the smart delivery service, that means that their next generation of games are most likely going to cost $59.99, or else it wouldn't make sense. People would just buy the game now and upgrade it for free. So Sony's hand is being forced for the price of the games here, which is very interesting to me. And it's something that not really anybody's talking about. I haven't heard anyone talk about the price of games, but it is something where even if, we'll just say for fun here, say Microsoft comes out and says their console is going to be $600, and then Sony undercuts them and says they're $500. But then Sony's games ended up being $10 or $20 more per game, then it's kind of a wash, but they can make money on the back end. And it's something that people aren't really talking about. So all of this is very interesting to me. The smart delivery service in general is a fantastic business move. And honestly, it puts Sony in a fairly precarious situation right now. They are forced to make sure that they do something to keep up with Microsoft. Because right now, after watching the PlayStation 5 reveal, I thought the console looked pretty cool. Felt like I was on an island with that, where everyone was like, oh, it looks like trash. It looks like an old router. I liked that. I thought it was pretty sleek and sexy and cool. The design was awesome. But the games didn't really blow me away outside of Horizon and Spider-Man. The Ratchet and Clank looked cool. It did a lot of fun manipulation of worlds and graphics, but it looked more like a gimmick at the end of the day. Like almost as if the game may not be that great because all they're doing is taking advantage of what the console can do instead of focus on making the game fun. Hopefully I'm wrong about that. The game does look absolutely fantastic, but it didn't really catch my eye as something that I'm interested in personally on getting day one. That might change when the reviews come out. But ultimately, what I'm seeing right now, Xbox Series X is looking fantastic. The next Halo game, I have to play it. So The only thing with that is I have a nice PC, and if all these games are playable on PC, I might not need to get the next Xbox. My PC can handle some crazy graphics anyways. So ultimately, that's where I'm at right now. I think it's a great move for gamers, and I love console games. It's all going to come down to the pricing for me, but this smart delivery service is certainly going to make Sony think twice about upcharging on the next generation of games. That's where I'm going to leave this video. Interested to see what you guys have to say about Xbox Smart Delivery, if this is swaying your opinion on the next generation of game consoles, if you care about that, or if you're just more a Sony or Xbox fanboy, or whatever it is that's helping you make up your mind deciding what console you're going to be buying when next gen comes around. I'm going to leave the video right there. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashed.